Are giant data centers needed? The myth of the inevitable. Tech bro. Tech bros often claim they are inevitable. They say the world cannot function without their massive systems. They present themselves as the only path to the future. This narrative serves their stock prices and their egos. However, history shows that centralized power rarely remains the best solution. The current AI landscape relies on massive scale. Companies like OpenAI and xAI build sprawling data centers. They consume vast amounts of electricity. They suck up millions of liters of water for cooling. These leaders insist that bigger is always better. They want you to believe that progress requires billions of dollars. This mindset creates a barrier to entry for everyone else. We must ask if this scale is actually necessary. Are these titans truly indispensable? Or are they just building digital monuments to themselves? True innovation often happens in small, focused environments. The future might not belong to the giants. It might belong to the agile and the efficient. Do scaling laws actually work? Scaling laws suggest a simple rule. You add more data and more compute. Then, the model becomes more intelligent. For a long time, this rule seemed perfect. Doubling the parameters often led to better test scores. But we are hitting a wall of diminishing returns. Doubling the size does not double the intelligence anymore. It mostly increases the cost. Massive models often memorize more facts. They do not necessarily develop better reasoning skills. Scaling up also brings in noise. Large models scrape the entire internet. They ingest millions of social media posts. These posts contain biases, errors, and toxic language. A model with 1 trillion parameters is often a model with 1 trillion pieces of junk. We are finding that quality matters more than quantity. The power of the small model. Many tasks do not require a giant brain. A model with 70 billion parameters handles most professional needs. Even smaller models are becoming incredibly capable. We now see models with 8 billion or 2 billion parameters performing well. New technologies help these small models thrive. TurboQuant and 1-bit quantization change the game. These methods compress the model's weight. They allow us to cram more information into tiny packages. Think about the logic of a model. The rules of grammar and reasoning are relatively simple. The data, or the facts, take up the most space. If we refine the logic, we can reduce the parameter count. You might see a slight dip in knowledge as you scale down. However, the gain in speed and privacy is worth the trade. The quantum physics test. Tell me about quantum physics. This is a classic test for any AI. Quantum mechanics drives our modern world. It made transistors and lasers possible. A giant model will give you a long, flowery essay. It will quote textbooks and Wikipedia. It might even include some Reddit theories. A small, clean model gets straight to the point. It explains wave-particle duality. It defines superposition. It provides the core truth without the fluff. If you are a physics department, you want accuracy. You do not want a model that learned physics from a meme thread. You need a tool that understands the math. Small models trained on scientific journals outperform everything models in niche fields. Transparency and the IBM Granite series. Trust is the most important currency in tech. Large closed-source models are black boxes. You do not know what data they ate. You do not know why they give certain answers. The IBM Granite series offers a different path. These models are small and clean. They score 95% on transparency scales. This means developers know exactly what went into the training set. Transparency makes a model trustworthy for business. A bank cannot use a model that might hallucinate a fake law. A doctor cannot use a model that learned medicine from a chat room. Small, specialized models provide a clear audit trail. They are safer and more reliable than the giants. The case for dispersed intelligence. Giant data centers are a liability. They create a single point of failure. If a power grid fails, the AI dies. If a natural disaster hits, the service disappears. We should spread models out geographically. This approach improves national security. It ensures business continuity during a crisis. If one center goes down, the others stay online. The U.S. has a massive grid of fiber optic cables. We have power lines running everywhere. We do not need to put 1 million GPUs in one building. We can place smaller clusters in different cities. This reduces the strain on local water supplies. It also prevents local power blackouts. The virtual frontier, mixture of experts. We can use the mixture of experts, MOE architecture, to build this. Instead of one giant brain, we use many small specialists. Imagine a virtual frontier model. It lives across hundreds of miles. One expert cluster sits in Ohio, another sits in Nevada. These clusters connect via high-speed fiber. When you ask a question, the system routes it to the right expert. The fiber optic network keeps latency low. This system is resilient. It is also more efficient. You only wake up the parts of the brain you actually need. Redundancy and the lessons of war. Centralization is dangerous during conflict. Recent reports show the vulnerability of big tech. Amazon will need months to repair data centers damaged in the Gulf. A single strike can wipe out a company's entire infrastructure. A dispersed network avoids this. You cannot destroy a cloud that has no center. If a data center in a war zone goes dark, the network reroutes. This is how the internet was designed to work. AI should follow the same blueprint. We must move away from megalithic structures, results versus hype. Elon Musk recently bragged about 1 million GPU cards. He claims this power will solve everything. But we must look at the results. Has this massive compute power cured cancer? No. Has it ended world hunger? No. We do not even know how many cards that would take. The tech bros just keep asking for more. They want you to buy their stock. They want you to believe the superintelligence is 1 billion GPUs away. True progress is measured by impact, not hardware counts. A small model running on a laptop can help a scientist sequence a genome. A small model can help a farmer optimize their crop yield. We do not need 1 million GPUs to change the world. We need better ideas and cleaner data. Conclusion: the local future. The inevitable rise of the tech giants is a choice. We do not have to follow their path. We can choose small private models. We can run them locally on our own hardware. This approach protects our data. It saves our environment. It creates a more stable and secure digital world. The future of AI is not a giant tower in the desert. The future is a web of small, brilliant experts working together. Executive summary. Tech leaders claim massive centralized AI is inevitable, yet scaling laws show diminishing returns. Large models often ingest poor quality data, creating security and accuracy risks. Alternatively, small transparent models like IBM Granite offer superior reliability and privacy. By using a dispersed mixture of experts architecture across existing fiber networks, we improve national security and reduce environmental strain. We should prioritize efficient, local, and specialized intelligence over the expensive hype of hardware-heavy tech giants. Do you know that any private information you put into a cloud AI is used to train that AI? A private AI running on your own hardware is the best way to keep your private data private. I can help you set up a private AI on almost any PC or server. Contact me for a free consultation. If you get value from these blogs, please consider joining my Patreon as a member at the $2, $4, or $8 level. There are more than 400 previous blogs on my Patreon page. https://www.patreon.com/Steve Hovland.